Alright guys, so welcome to your 33rd tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm gonna talk something about Unary scope resolution operator. Now it's a pretty big name and it shouldn't ever scare you because this operator is really useful and you'll just see it in this tutorial that how it's useful. Now let's just make a class named graph, alright, and then inside the class what we can do is inside public. Alright, got a little cough in there. Let's continue. So inside public, you would have variables like a equals 9, b equals 5. Now, as I told you, the object of this class can access these values with the help of a function defined inside this class. So let's say we write a function here, so like void display, and we wrote the definition here and we displayed these numbers. But what if for some reason you wanted to give your function definition outside the class, and what if you wanted to write the void display function here, and then you wanted to use this function to access the variables in this class. Well, this function can access the variables in this class with the help of this operator that I just told you. Now, how to use that operator is when I want to first let me talk about its name. It's Unary scope resolution operator. So it resolves the scope of any function or variable. Now, scope is something I don't know if I told you or not, but I'll tell you later in this tutorial. Alright, so let's just first build that function. And to use the operator, like if we build a simple function void display and we give the definition here, this function won't be able to access these variables. So let's just try to access them. Values are a, b, and line. So this will display the variables, and let's just try to use it. So create a graph object and just name it obj, and now let's just try to access obj.display. Alright, so now when we build on this, it gives an error that a was not declared in this scope and b was not declared in this scope. Alright, so why is that? Because the scope of if you are using a and b here, their scope is just limited to this two brackets. Alright, so if we try to use a and b here, but we didn't define any a and b between these brackets. Alright, so it can't use them. So how to access these a and b here outside the class? Well, you can use that operator like let me start it from here. Let's say you're making a function, so just write the return type of function and then write the class name, and the operator is represented by double colon without spaces. All right, so enter those double colon and then write display. So now it says that the return type of function is this, and then this class, and we write the class name here and then the operator and then the function name. So this gives this function access to this class. So we have to prototype it here, and remember we don't have to write grab and the operator here also, because it's we are prototyping it inside the class, so no need to write the class name. But here we have to write the class name, that and this operator. This indicates that this function can access anything inside this class. All right, so now when we build on this, hopefully it won't give any error and it will run successfully, and it did. So values are 9 and 5 as we stated here, 9 and 5. Another thing is that let me just talk about the scope. All right, so let me just clear this up and clear this up. All right, so now scope is something like whenever you declare a variable right here, let's just say declare variable here and a equals 10 or something, and you declared a variable here int a equals 50. Now if you don't know, you can declare variable here. Well, you can do it, and these are called global variables. Now whenever you declare something outside any function and any class, I mean just in the blank space right here, there are no brackets in between, I mean there are no functions for this. So this variable a is global variable, and its scope is to the entire program. I mean any function in entire program, this entire program can use this variable, all right, because its scope is global. It's a global variable, all right. This main is a function, as you know. So when we define a variable inside any function, inside main or inside any other function, its scope is limited to the most outer brackets. I mean these are the outer braces, so the scope of this a is limited to these. So now if I try to print out the value of a, what will it do? Will it print out this one or this one? Well, let's check out. So we'll just print on this, and it prints out 10. Now why is that? Because whenever we access any variable, it just looks to the nearest variable possible. I mean this variable is inside the scope, so it will say why would I go outside if I had this variable inside. So it will just use this one. But if I clear this out, remember, now there is no variable inside this function. Still we are trying to print a variable a, and it will print out 50 because we had a global variable named 50. So it prints out 50. So this was about scope. I mean this is pretty much the scope of any variable. Whatever variable you create here outside any function, it's a global variable, and it can be accessed inside any function in the program. And if you declare a variable in somewhat in any curly braces inside any function, then that variable can be only be used inside that function. Let me just give you one more short example. So if I create a variable void, if I create a function void crap, and here if I type out int a equals 20, and now if I print out a and that line, and here also and that line, let's just call that function. Now this a will print out 50 because it didn't had any variable inside this. Remember this variable is closer, I mean you can see it's closer, but the scope of this variable is only between these two brackets, all right. So if this if we tell the main function to print out variable a, it will go to the global variable because there is no variable inside its scope. So let's just build it on this and see. It printed out 50 and then 20. So first we printed the value of a here. So this accesses the global variable because there was no local a available here. So it accessed this one, and when we called the function crack, it printed out a here because the scope of this a is between these brackets. So it printed out 20. Alright. So again 50 and 20. Well, if you wanna access, let's just clear this out. And if you want to access this variable in here, even if you had a variable in equals to 10 here, but still if you want to access the global variable, you can again use that operator. Just put two colons in there, and this will say that don't use the local a that I defined here, use the global one. Alright, so if you run this now, it will show 50 instead of 10, and here it is. Alright. So this was all about Unary scope resolution operator, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching.